It's Oregon and Arizona State, and it's coming up next. And welcome to a sold-out Autzen Stadium on a spectacular fall afternoon in Eugene, Oregon for a big-time Pac-10 matchup to keep pace in the conference race. The number 6 Oregon Ducks against the Arizona State Sun Devils on a absolutely perfect day. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Johnsante along with Anthony Newman. And Anthony, when you look at this game, Oregon coming off that big win against UCLA, Sun Devils are right in there as well, 2-0 in the Pac-10.
Well, both teams have a great offense. They can light up the scoreboard. But I'll tell you what, Joe, I think this is going to be a great defensive battle. They got great defensive personnel on both teams. Watch out for the defense today.
Well, the Sun Devils are going to have their hands full. That is mostly because Keenan Howry has become a very important part of this offense once again, as he was last year. Has a chance to break all kinds of records, but special teams, he got it done. Also offensively, becoming more and more open for Jason Fife.
Well, I think Keenan Howry is very dangerous on punt return because he attacks the punt team. He's right past you before you know it. It's a touchdown.
And you look at Keenan's numbers so far, on his way to becoming Oregon's all-time receiving leader in catches, yards, and touchdowns. So Keenan Howry, very much a part of this Oregon offense. Of course, it's great for Jason Fife. He's able to deliver the ball to a whole wide multitude of receivers.
Well, Jason Fife is playing very productive. He's not trying to be the hero, but he's just trying to take control of the ship and be the captain of the ship and do his job.
Of course, he's third in the nation in efficiency, only 1 interception on the year against 12 touchdowns. And it helps when you've got a guy like Ontario Smith, who is a bona fide Heisman Trophy contender in the backfield.
Well, when you're coming to play Oregon, the first thing you need to do, Joe, is stop Ontario Smith. You have to stop the running game. If you don't, it's going to be a long day.
Now, for Arizona State defensively, they have done that so far this year. 11th in the country against the run, but where they really excel, Anthony, is putting pressure on the quarterback, and Terrell Suggs leads the nation in sacks.
Terrell Suggs is an excellent defensive end. He's an ex-running back. He has great power, quickness, and speed. And offensive tackles have a hard time blocking that speed.
Only a junior, 13 sacks. Most teams don't have 13 sacks offensively for Arizona State. Young quarterback, sophomore Andrew Walter, but he's got a big-time strong arm.
Well, he's playing with a lot of poise. He's 6'5", he's very tall, and when they blitz him, he can see the field. He's very good. He has to play very strong today for Arizona State to win the game.
Arizona State coming in here last year. They were blown out of the building. This year, though, Arizona State already has as many wins as they had all of last year. It's Oregon and Arizona State, a Pac-10 battle coming up next, right here on the Oregon Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by U.S. Bank, where 5-star service is guaranteed. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Bi-Mart, proud to be part of the Northwest and to be Northwest owned and operated. Northwest Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can take life by the horns, Dodge. Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Carl's Jr., for big juicy charbroiled burgers, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. Emporium, your family department store where shopping never felt better. And by Uleno Credit Union. Discover the Uleno difference and get connected today. And welcome back to Autzen Stadium, everyone. Ducks getting ready to go against the Arizona State Sun Devils. Perfect day for football. I'll tell you, you look at the sky, there's some light, thin clouds up there now, but we're on our way to a sunny day. Light winds coming out of the south-southeast shouldn't have any effect on the game. It just doesn't rain here in the fall, and it's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon here at Autzen Stadium for a college football game. And you look at head coach Dirk Cutter for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Spent a few years at Oregon as the offensive coordinator, 9-9 in the second season as the head coach. They have 1 road win under Dirk Cutter, and that came this year, a come-from-behind win over San Diego State. On the other side of the field, Mike Bellotti can't argue with his success. 66-23, but 33 of the last 36 and 29 of the last 30 here at Autzen Stadium, and we are ready to kick it off. Jared Siegel approaches, and he sends it high to about the goal line, and we are underway at Autzen Stadium. out to the 25-yard line, and that's where Arizona State will start. Oregon had some trouble there, Anthony, last week on the kickoff coverage. Better start for him here.
Well, Robin Ross, the special teams coach, I know him very well. I was with him at the Raiders, and he can get his kids ready to play. And, yeah, the guys were jumping off sides last week, but this time I think the week of practice, they got it under control.
Here's Andrew Walter from Grand Junction, Colorado. The last quarterback from Grand Junction to play in the Pac-10 was Bill Musgrave, who played with my friend here, Anthony Newman, here at the University of Oregon. And Walter brings his team out with receivers. Going to throw it on first down. He's got a man and a completion, and out of bounds at the 31-yard line for Darrell Lightfoot, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. Look at the lineups for the Sun Devils. Andrew Walter, Cornell candidate, brother of Trung, is the tailback. Mike Carney, it's tailback by committee. Pickard McDonald is the star, along with Lightfoot. On the offensive line, Crawford, Faita, Aguiar, Hodgson, and White. Second and short for the Devils. Going to go with the draw play and across the 35 for the first down. Melote Nada in on the stop. Seth McEwen, Nada, who has played very well, the true freshman from Salt Lake City, Igor Olshansky, and Darrell Wright, as Oregon will mix up that lineup on the defensive line all afternoon. Graham, Moretti, and Mitchell are the linebackers. Stephen Moore, Rasuli Webster Lewis, and Aaron Gibson, the secondary, will be tested today. First and 10 for the Sun Devils. Walter's going to throw it again. Has to look off, and he's got a man open, and Lightfoot can't haul it in. Did a good job, though, Anthony, checking off and looking at his other receivers. Oh, the offensive line did a great job of giving him protection. I tell you what, ASU is coming out to throw the football, and I know that they're going to come after the young corners. The corners will be tested every game. Looking at this, Andrew was looking the field, scanning the field, couldn't find anybody, tried to come back with an out route, and the ball was just a little underthrown. Sun Devils going into max protect mode, not wanting their quarterback to get hit early. And this time they'll go with an empty backfield. Goes it to the outside again, giving him some space, and Lightfoot with the completion and a gain of about 8 yards. It looks like they're going to try and make Oregon play a tighter defense.
Oh, that's what they're going to do, Joe. They're going to max protect, keep an extra running back or a tight end to block, okay? And then the patterns will be short. 5-yard outs, 5-yard hitches, quick slants. It's a short passing game that protects the football.
Third down 2. Hakeem Hill is the tailback. He'll get it on the pitch, and he cuts it up and has space across to the 50-yard line, and a first down for Arizona State. Looked like Oregon had it strung out, but a good cut by Hakeem Hill for the first down.
It was a nice job by Hill looking at his blockers, running off his blockers, and that's a sign of a good running back. You can cut off your blockers. It was just a simple toss. He wants to get outside, but no, he decides, hey, I can cut back inside. My blockers did a nice job and get what I can get 6-7 yards coming right at you. Keith Lewis did a great job attacking the running back. Once he gets his hands on him, those guys are usually going down.
So the Sun Devils with a good first drive. And they're out to the 50-yard line. Then hand it off to Hill. And he'll get forward for just about 1.5 yards. It'll be second down and long.
I can see Arizona State trying to establish a running game. At some point, they will go to a passing game. They will pass the ball all the time because I think they feel that they can attack these young corners, knowing that the corners are out on an island by themselves.
Oregon's defense against the run, they've been very good. Only allowing 82.5 yards, or about 83 yards a game. Second and long for Arizona State. Here comes the blitz. Plenty of time, going deep, got a man, and it is intercepted by Stevie Moore. They test him deep early, and Stephen Moore runs stride for stride and gets the interception.
Stephen Moore did a great play of man-to-man coverage And I tell you what, when you look at Stevie Moore in this coverage, he runs and chases the receiver. The receiver tells him when to look for the ball. When the receiver looks, he looks, gets the interception. Great play by Stevie Moore. If you look at it, he's looking at the receiver. The receiver tells him, okay, the ball is right here. Stevie comes up with the pick. Nice play.
Sean McDonald, the intended receiver, the all Pac-10 player, and that's Oregon's 11th game in a row with an interception, his 4th on the year, along with 30 tackles. Ducks will start out deep in their own territory here. Ontario Smith is the tailback, and he's going to get a fake. Out over the top, and a completion to George Reister out to the 30-yard line, and that's a pretty good way to get out of the shadow of your goal line.
A little bit of play action, knowing that Arizona State is thinking run, run, run. Ontario Smith, play action, pass to the tight end. To the sure catch of George Reister, ran a little corner route away from the linebacker. Perfect play, perfect throw.
Excellent throw. Right on the money, and Reister with a big gain out to the 29-yard line. The Ducks will start 1st and 10 from there. Ontario Smith up the middle, looked like a reverse. And Allen Amundsen would have had some room if he would have taken the ball from Jason Fife. Instead, gain of about 4.
I was confused on that play.
Had to take a second look at it. Oregon's lineup offensively. Fife, Floberg, Ontario Smith. Every game he's got over 100. Reister, Parker, Howry are the receivers. Snyder, Stites, Weaver, Forster, and Mike Delagrange. Watch him today. He's got a big task to take care of this Sun Devil defense. Ontario Smith over the 40 to the 42-yard line, and another 1st down for the Ducks. For defense for the Arizona State Sun Devils, Verdon, Montesano, Shane Jones, and there's the big guy, Terrell Suggs, leads the nation in sacks. Unk and Amobi are the linebackers. They'll throw in an extra linebacker now and then as well, but they like to play with 3 safeties. R.J. Oliver, Ricardo Stewart, Alfred Williams, Shivers are the defensive backs. Fife gonna throw it. Looking over the middle, Sammy Parker over the top. Ducks coming out, throwing the ball.
Well, they're mixing it up. And that's why Oregon's offense is so strong and so powerful that they can run and pass, and it keeps the defense on their toes. They don't know what you're going to do. With play action, you think it's going to be a run, you're sucked up, it's a pass. You think it's going to be a pass, it's a run. On that play right there was a play action, ran a post pattern. I think Parker was open. He just kind of overthrew him a little bit.
Fife has been much better in second halves this year, maybe a little pumped up when he comes out early in the game, but he's been almost perfect in second half this year. 2nd long now on the half goal. Out to Willis. Tries to split the defenders, and he goes across the 50. And a good 2nd-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard and a half coming up. Willis with 201 yards receiving, 12 catches this year. No touchdown catches, though, Anthony, in his Oregon career as a receiver.
He'll get them, I'll tell you what. And this is a little hitch pass to Willis, and they like to see the receivers catch a little 5-yard hitch pass and then take it for maybe 15 or 20. The receivers can do that at Oregon for Oregon football.
3rd down and let's call it 2. Smith trying to get away. Nothing there, and the Sun Devils drop him for about a half-yard loss. It'll be 4th down and 2 yards at the 50, and the Ducks are going to punt the ball.
Well, that's how you stop Ontario Smith, is you have to have 11 guys to the football. Arizona State on that last play, they had about 10 guys at the point of attack, and Ontario can't fake everybody out. He can fake 5 or 6, but I don't think he can fake 11.
So each team driving to the 50-yard line, and Arizona State with the turnover, Oregon having the punt. Still a good drive, though, Anthony, getting out of the shadow of their goal line, winning the field position battle.
Well, we're going to get into it. It's field position is the key to this game, like it's key to the victory.
Arroyo's punt is high and headed into the end zone, and it'll only be a net of 30 yards. So not what the Ducks were looking for there. So we traded possessions. We have no score on the board. 9:32 to go in the 1st quarter. Back to Autzen Stadium right after this.
Carl's Jr. Superstar.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. Early going. Arizona State and Oregon locked up 0-0 after each team had a possession. Let's take a look now at our Northwest Dodge dealers' keys to the game.
In the third quarter, Wolford 17 and Western.
Protect the ball is the first thing. Arizona State's 27-1 in their last 28 games when they've either tied or won the turnover battle.
Well, as any team, you have to protect the football to win the game. Running attack, Ontario Smith, get them over 150 yards, they win. And field position is crucial in this game.
Oregon Keys have been brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealers. Sun Devils out for their second possession. Handed off to Candidate up the middle with some room, and he cuts it back for a gain of about 6 yards. That's the play that we've seen work against this Oregon defense, that little cutback. Idaho did it pretty well. Some other teams.
Well, the reason why is Oregon has a fast team. They're not real big on the defensive side of the ball, but they're very fast. So they commit to the ball carrier real quick, and they're telling the running back, since this team flows very fast, cut back on them, there should be some lanes.
Cornell Candidate found one there. Sets up a second and short. Offensive coordinator's perfect scenario, lots of options on second down and short, and they'll run it again. This time Candidate is met at the 27-yard line, and it'll be a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And I can see Arizona State run this football all day long. I really do. I really think that they feel that it's important to get that running game going and open it up for the receivers.
Candidate comes out of the game. Big 3rd down 2 coming up. Walter's going to throw it. Ducks coming on the blitz, and he throws it too high and incomplete, and the Devils will have to punt the ball.
Well, he threw that high because he threw it to double coverage, and that might have been a pick or a knockdown, but Oregon played great with the pass rush and the secondary on that last play.
Dirk Cutter, great offensive mind, spent some time at Missouri and Boston College, here at Oregon, head coach at Boise State, and what a whooping Boise State put on Fresno State last night. My goodness.
That was a real whooping.
Get rid of the blue turf, though.
It's hard to see the field, hard to see the players.
That was terrible. That's terrible. They got to change that. The punt from deep in their own territory. Lewis almost gets to it, and Howry takes it at the 40. He's hit immediately. It goes down to the 44, and Oregon will start with good field position. Well, it's time now for a timeout and a word from our local stations. You're watching Oregon Duck football on the Oregon Sports Network. Welcome back to a newly renovated Autzen Stadium. 56,000 plus in the house today for Arizona State and Oregon. Hey fans, you got a question for the coach? Come down to the Wild Duck Brewery and Restaurant Tuesday night from 7 to 8. Join Jerry Allen and Coach Bellotti to hear all the latest in Duck football. Come enjoy each Tuesday night special, enter to win tickets to the next home game, or even ask a question. If your card is read on the air, you'll take home a prize. From great food to great football, the Wild Duck has it all, so bring the whole gang to Invite a Duck Tuesday at the Wild Duck, 169 West 6th in Eugene. Also, a very special welcome to all of you watching around the country. We understand lots of viewers in the Phoenix area watching at sports bars and groups, alumni groups in New York and Chicago and St. Louis. Oregon alumni groups watching the game as well, and then all those of you watching on replay tonight on the YES Network and the Oregon Sports Network here in the state of Oregon. Belly toss, Ontario Smith to the outside. Tries to cut it up, and he does. He gets 5 yards on his own.
Yeah, he really got that 5 yards on his own, Joe. There was nothing there. There was like 6 Sun Devils at the point of attack, and Ontario just ducked his head, and he got about 6 yards. I mean, it's nothing but a quick pitch, and Keaton Howry is trying to get a block. Sun Devils are really swarming, and they know that they have to get everybody to the football to stop Ontario. You have to play that like all day long. 4 quarters, these guys got to be running all over the field.
Fife on the half rollout. Looks over the top. He's got a man. It's Keith Allen all the way down to the 20-yard line.
A beautiful throw by Jason Fife. I mean, you have to put that right on the money because the defender was all over Allen.
Big time catch by Keith Allen, the sophomore from Torrance, who started the year injured, and now he makes a big contribution early in this game. Look at the catch.
And Allen ran a corner route, running away from the defender, and Jason had to put it right on the money. Up and over, away from the defender, near the sideline. Perfect pass.
Just a redshirt sophomore. Ducks expect big things out of him in the future. Big, tall receiver. Fife to the outside. Got a man out there into the 10, fighting forward to the 9-yard line is Jason Willis.
Looks like they're trying to get Jason Willis really involved in the game today. He's caught about 2 or 3 passes. And there's little quick hitch passes. They get the block lineman out there to block for him, the receivers out there to block for him, and let him see what he can do. He gained about 6 yards on that.
And he's known as the possession receiver, but Anthony, he's the 3rd fastest guy on the team. He's so tall, I think people forget that he's that fast, but he's a very speedy guy.
It's those long legs that will catch up to you in a race.
The first 2, of course, Sammy Parker and Allen Amundsen. These guys can burn. 2nd and very short from the 10. Smith takes it up the middle. He'll get the first down at about the 8-yard line.
Well, when you get down to this, we call it the picket fence. Anything inside the 20-yard line, we call it the picket fence. Anytime you get inside the picket fence, the offense, the Ducks need to try to score some points. They got to put 7 points on the board and not 3. And Ontario Smith, he smells the end zone. I tell you what, he knows where the end zone is. The ball will be in his hands probably the next 2 or 3 plays.
Ducks have been very good in the red zone this year. Only coming away with 2 possessions where they didn't score something. 92%. Here's Smith again, following his blockers. Has to stop at about the 6-yard line. Tried to make a cutback. He'll go down after a gain of 3.
Well, you know, Joe, this is going to be a test for the Sun Devils, for the defense, because they haven't allowed a rushing touchdown in the past 11 quarters. So this is a test right here. They know that Ontario Smith can get in the end zone, and they want to run the ball into the end zone. So this should be a good test for the Sun Devils.
They did not allow a single touchdown against Oregon State last week, a pass or run. 11th in the nation, 4th in the Pac-10 against the run. Here's Oregon on 2nd down and goal from the 5. Fife's going to throw it. Throws it too low, and they'll actually lose a yard on the catch by Matt Floberg. Big 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, that play sometimes is questionable because the fullback is running towards the sideline, and he's usually not the fastest guy to get to the corner because you got a backer on him. The backer can usually run with the fullback. And plus it was a low pass also. He didn't get it up, so the running back is running, doesn't have to break stride.
Devils were in position to make the play, even so. And now a big 3rd down, let's call it 6. From 3rd and goal from the 6. Parker's in motion. Here comes the blitz. Goes to the outside. Parker, he gets across the goal line for the touchdown. Sammy Parker. And the Ducks are on the board.
That right there, Joe, is having a nose for the football, nose for the end zone. Sammy Parker was probably about, what, a yard or 2 out, but hey, he knew he had to get into the end zone for 7 points. Great play.
And he had 1 man to beat, and he did it. Let's take another look, Anthony.
It was a nice little rollout, quick out, and they used Sammy Parker's speed to get to the end zone and run away from the defender. Again, he was about a yard away. He had to dive to score.
R.J. Oliver tried to keep him out. The extra point is up and good, and Oregon has the lead. 7-0 as they strike first here against the Arizona State Sun Devils. Sammy Parker getting the ball over the line, and Oregon leads it 7-0. Welcome back to Autzen Stadium, everyone. Sammy Parker going over for the touchdown, and Oregon with the 7-0 lead. Let's go to the other side.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is an old play by San Francisco with Jerry Rice and Steve Young, a rollout. If it's man-to-man coverage, the defender is playing inside technique, so the receiver's running away from the defender. It's a quick pass, quick throw, and it's like 1 or 2 yards to get in the end zone. Great play right there.
Ducks are kicking it off. Jared Siegel says that this one is going to head into the end zone about 4 yards deep, and Devils will take a knee there, and they'll start at the 20-yard line. Take a look now at the Carl's Jr. scoring drive. 7 plays, 56 yards, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Oregon had 2 drives for touchdowns last week that were exactly 3 minutes and 3 seconds. To get another one here, Parker, the 6-yard touchdown reception, and Jason Fife so far on the day, 6 of 7 for 74 yards and a touchdown, keeping up his efficiency numbers. Sun Devils coming out, 1st and 10 now. Very young team, and Walter's going to go back to throw. Looking deep, got time, it goes underneath, and it is incomplete.
Nice play by Garrett Graham. The linebackers for Oregon can cover some people, I'll tell you that. They can cover tight end, they can cover running back. They're fast, They're strong and they're aggressive. And once they play one-on-one against a running back or a tight end, once they get to the point of attack, they do some damage. Right there, he could have caught the ball, but Graham did a great job of getting the ball, stripping the ball out of the running back.
Second down, 10. Walter back, good protection again. Now it breaks down, he goes outside, and a completion to Lightfoot across the 30-yard line and a first down. So good job by Andrew Walter hanging in there. Had a lot of time to throw the ball that time.
Well, that's what I like about Andrew. He stands in the pocket. He's 6'5". He's very tall. He can see everything. That time the pocket started to collapse, as you can see here. He's looking, he's scanning, then he hangs in there and throws a football. Throws a nice football, down and out, away from the defender. I mean, that's the key for Oregon, just to keep putting pressure on him all day long. Blitz or two, just defensive lineman.
Going up the middle for just a couple of yards for the second down of 8. I think that if you give Andrew Walter that much time, he's gonna have some big yards today.
Well, that's I believe that's any quarterback that has a lot of time. He can hurt you. I mean, because you only can cover as a defensive back. You only can cover for so long. The key is the front 7, defensive linemen and linebackers, to get home, meaning get to the quarterback.
Second down and 8, let's call it, or 7, about right in the middle of the 2 numbers. And here goes Walter again back to throw. Has time again. This one though is just thrown to the outside, and it'll be 3rd and long, and there's a flag down. Flag down on the play, and the Devils are pointing at the Ducks. It's in an area normally that you'd see a defensive holding. Take a look. It's on Arizona State, and it will be coming back. I'm done guessing.
That's
That's normally an area, though, across the field, about 10 yards down the field, where you'll see a defensive call, but not this time.
Well, I noticed it looked like the coaches were yelling, telling somebody to get back, and maybe that was the play they were calling. The players, hey, you're offsides, get back.
David Kutai is the referee.
Ineligible receiver downfield, the tight end discovered. On the offense, penalties 5 yards, previous 5. Repeat second down.
And with that penalty, it'll be second down and about 13.
And that's going to be another key for Arizona State, is to control the penalties. When you play a good football team, you cannot have penalties. You're just beating yourself.
Crowd getting into it now, getting up on their feet a little bit, making some noise. Ducks showing a blitz with a 3-man front, but they'll just rush the 3. Darrell Wright gets there, and it's incomplete. Now, if you can get pressure with 3 guys, you can have a big day.
Oh, yeah. For Arizona State, if you can't get 3 guys from getting to the quarterback, you're going to have a long day. Wright just made a great job on a one-on-one pass rush against an offensive lineman. Just one-on-one, beating the – it's not a double team, it's one-on-one. If you can win the one-on-one battles, you're going to have a good day.
Swims right around the offensive lineman. Again, a young offensive line. And he wants the crowd, and the crowd comes up on 3rd and 12. Ducks coming with the blitz from the outside. Walter with time to throw, but throws it too high, and the Devils will have to punt the football.
Right there, Joe, it looked like a miscommunication with the receiver and the quarterback. And it also looks like Andrew's throwing the ball a little bit high and outside. Every time I look, he's throwing to the receiver. It's always in double coverage also. So maybe he's seeing, 2 green jerseys, and he's trying to throw it a little higher just to avoid an interception.
That miscommunication between a quarterback and a receiver, how much of a factor is the crowd in that situation?
Not unless it's on the line of scrimmage for an audible. I think the miscommunication comes in the huddle and then from running the play, running the route that you need to run.
Very short kick. Harry's going to take it off the bounce and split the middle. Here he goes. Had a little space, but the Sun Devils close quickly, and Oregon will start at the 43-yard line.
Keenan Howard's probably the most dangerous punt returner in the Pac-10.
The crowd came to their feet. It looked like he had more space than he did, but Sun Devils, very fast team. Dirk Cutter is trying to build this team in the mold of Oregon and try and get speed guys to play on defense and special teams.
Well, they're finding out in today's game. The game is different. It's a wide open game, and it's all about speed. The old saying, speed kills. Right here, Sun Devils, they want a team that can run.
Oregon again with good field position for Jason Fife. So far here with 3:30 to go in the first quarter, he's 6 of 7, 74 yards, 3rd in the country in efficiency. Always helps when you start with good field position. Hand this one off to Ontario Smith. Smith breaks it across the 50. He's got one man to beat. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ontario Smith. All year he's been waiting for the breakout run, and he gets it here in the first quarter against Arizona State.
Joe, you can't keep a good man down forever. I tell you what, he's been waiting for that long run, and that play right there was a beautiful run off tackle. That's what he's been waiting for, I think, since September 6th. Nice cutback, nice blocking. I mean, I think the hole was, maybe a truck could have went through, but Ontario did a great job of finding that hole and taking it for 6.
Outruns Ricardo, Stewart, and Oliver to the end zone. And there's a rushing touchdown against the Sun Devils. The extra point is up. And just like that, Oregon is up 14-0. Their Heisman Trophy candidate, Ontario Smith, taking it all the way, giving him the big lead. This guy's a heck of a player.
Oh, yeah, you know the Ducks are coming out to run the football, and there's a lot of blockers in front of them. And as a defender, you're looking at Ontario Smith coming at you. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to come at, attack him, wait for a little bit, because he can do so many things right there. He just blew right past the defender.
Great block by Joey Forster at the bottom of the screen, and then Ontario with a burst of speed. Great block.
Well, I like that. What Ontario does is he waits for his blockers to make contact. As soon as he makes contact, boom, he hits that hole, and he's 60 yards, touchdown.
And I'm surprised at the end of this play that R.J. Oliver didn't at least make a dive at it. And I think that as a coach, you want a little better effort out of your defense.
Well, there's a point that you know that you can't get to Ontario. Yeah, he was about still 15 yards from the end zone.
Ran right behind him, but didn't make an effort.
That's going back to, hey, no one's rushed a touchdown in the last 11 quarters. Someone ran a 60-yarder against us. He was shocked.
Ontario Smith now 81 yards on 7 carries. And the Carls Jr. scoring drive, well, 12 seconds. 57-yard run for Ontario Smith. Ducks are up 14-0, and this crowd now energized here at Autzen Stadium. That scoring drive brought to you by Carls Jr. Ontario's longest carry this year, and the kickoff goes to the corner, placed perfectly, and the Devils will bring it out across the 10. All the way across the field, and they'll get it about to the 23-yard line. Hakeem Hill on the return. A whole host of Ducks there to bring him down.
Well, now here's the key for the Duck defense to come out there and shut the Arizona State offense down. 3 downs and out or a turnover and get that offense back on the field, because right now the offense is in a zone. They're passing the ball well, they're throwing the ball well. You need to get them back on the field. Here's a test for the defense. Let's get off the field right now.
And for Arizona State, facing some adversity early, they've been in the situation before, granted not against a team like Oregon or in a stadium like this, but they did fall behind the San Diego State 22-0 before coming back and winning that game handily. So they've been behind before. You're not going to see this team panic at all. Trying to find some space up the middle and a couple yards.
Well, that's a sign right there. You're saying, Joe, that this team's not going to panic, because most teams will come out, they're down 14 points, they're going to try to air it out. Well, right here, they're going to have the running game. They want the running game. They know it's a long ways, 3 quarters to go. Don't go away from the game plan right now. No panic by Arizona State. I see that.
Hakeem Hill is the tailback. Total yards, Arizona State with 53. Most of those came on their first possession when they went out to the 50-yard line. And then Walter was intercepted by Stevie Moore. Here they are on 2nd and long. Walter's going to throw it this time, looking deep, trying to find Sean McDonald. He's got him for the catch to the 42-yard line. It's a big first play. It's Matt Miller on the reception. Normally you're going to see McDonald on that side, but Matt Miller in and makes the catch across the 50 to the 42.
Again, it was a go route to Stephen Moore, and Stephen had great coverage, but the ball was underthrown, and Miller did a great job of coming back, adjusting to the ball, and catching it. Stephen Moore was a little lost for a second, but if it was a long pass out in front of him, Stephen Moore might have had another interception.
So the Sun Devils trying to respond to Oregon's 2 early touchdowns. And Hakeem Hill gets the fake. Walter's going to throw it to the backside. Now the pressure comes, and he can't get rid of it all the way back to the 45. It's going to be a 13-yard loss for Andrew Walter.
Well, Joe, in that last play, it was a boot to a single receiver, and the receiver that was running the pattern was double covered by Stephen Moore and Keith Lewis. And that's the sign of a smart defense. Staying at home, staying in with the responsibility. That's why he had nowhere to throw the football. That was a coverage sack.
23 sacks, third in the Pac-10. David Moretti leading the way, and there's a flag down before we even get started. Coming down from the referee. Let's see what he's got. He's counting 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? He's still counting.
Illegal substitution, dead ball, offense. Offense is huddling with 12. Second down.
So the illegal substitution, and the Devils will be going back even 5 more. Now you've got to, well, let me see if I can put my math skills to work. It's second down and 28 yards. Dave Moretti wasn't sure what was going on.
Moretti's asking, hey, guys, help me out.
Pretty good explanation for that. The second and very long for Arizona State. Here comes the blitz. They got the screen set up, coming from the backside, and another flag is down. Another flag comes down.
That's usually in the sign of a holding or maybe in the clip.
It is holding on Arizona State, and they will back them up 10 from the spot.
So right now they're shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, against a good football team, you're killing yourself.
Ducks look like they want to decline this penalty.
Offense, penalties decline.
It is declined, so you give them a manageable third, I guess not manageable, but about 3rd and 20, as opposed to a 2nd and 35 or so.
Well, they filled
the
up.
numbers getting so big I can't keep track of them.
Yeah, Pilati feels comfortable in his defense right now that they can stop him. Even though they didn't want to push him back. It's 3rd and long. They should get off the field here.
It would have been 2nd down and 30. Now it's 3rd and 20. Walter's going to go back, and another flag is down. 3 straight flags.
That was an offensive lineman, Joe.
And they're all on Arizona State. Let's go down to the field again.
Right of the play. False start. Offense. Penalties 5 yards. Remains 3rd down.
All right. So it's 3rd and 25. Arizona State with the 3 penalties. At this point, you may just want to run the ball and get your punter in the ball game to avoid a bad play. Here comes the pressure. Wright almost gets to him. It's thrown over the top. And the Sun Devils will punt after a very disastrous 3 or 4 plays there, Anthony. They couldn't get anything going at all.
No, they're hurting themselves, and that pressure was excellent by the Ducks by the front 4. I think it was just 4 guys going, and that's what you need. If you get 3 or 4 guys putting pressure on the Ducks, you're doing a great job by your defensive linemen.
Tim Parker will do the punting for Arizona State. Promising drive after the big play to Miller breaks down because of penalties. And Keith Lewis almost gets there again. This one is deep, and Howry takes it at about the 12. He eludes one man, and he's got space. Breaks it to the outside. There is a flag down across the 40 to the 50, and Howry, still in bounds, will go out at the 48-yard line of Arizona State. Let's see what the penalty flag is.
I think it might have been the defender getting too close to Keenan.
Could have the halo rule in effect here, but we've learned that you never guess.
No. With these guys,
I mean, we
don't know.
guess, but you're never sure.
Non-contact kick interference on the kicking team. That penalty's declined. First down.
And so a big punt return by Keenan Howry, and the Ducks once again, when it looks like they might have bad field position, all the way across the 50.
Oh, exactly. Keenan Howry, again, he's so dangerous once he gets the ball in his hands, and that's as a receiver, as a punt returner. He's going to get those positive yards. He's a guy who can run with the football and knows how to find some green space.
Sun Devil fans may be asking for a block in the back right around the catch there.
Yeah.
The man that was called for a halo rule might have been touched in the back. Nonetheless, it sticks, and Oregon on the backs of Keenan Howry with some updated numbers for you. Out across the 50-yard line already. And Fife's going to roll. He's got a man open. And Josh Rogers makes the catch for a gain of 2 yards. So Oregon trying to involve the fullback.
Well, they got to, because everybody's looking at Ontario Smith getting the football, and you do a misdirection and try to throw the ball to the fullback. No one's going to think about it. You know, I think he needs to get the ball up, so Josh is running. He has to look for the ball and slow his running down, and it kind of messes him up, and he slips. The turf looks a little slippery today. I don't know if the field is wet from putting water on it. The guys are slipping around a little bit out there.
Hasn't rained in Eugene for, it seems like, about 6 years. Been a very dry fall and summer. And Ontario Smith going to take this one. He's hit and stopped right away by big number 52, Mason Unk. And that will bring the first quarter to a close. Ducks lead it 14-0 with the ball again. When we come back, they'll have a 3rd and long. They've struck first here, though, against Arizona State. Now let's pause for this word from our local stations. You're watching Oregon Duck football on the Oregon Sports Network.